Part 3. An Urgent Summons. Welcome, everyone, to DieFall Alderheart, episode 10. We've actually hit the double digits, and everyone's alive and doing pretty well, and I don't know, man, I feel like it's been going pretty good. I feel like it's been going pretty good. Hello, welcome, chat, and welcome, my lovely cast members. We were off last week due to me being at PAX East, which was a heckin' lot of fun, and hopefully I didn't actually contract the plague, but we'll find out eventually. So, that being said, I think the largest change from last week is Rob. What you got going on? All that behind you there, and all this new stuff. What's happening, man?
Behold, my stuff. I don't know, I just I'm getting the background all set up and stuff. Thinking about streaming sometime.
Is that right? Do you have a set date yet?
Big no. Do I look like a guy with a plan?
Sometimes I think you have plans. Sometimes I think you have plans.
Who's to say?
So is the new place growing on you? You feeling okay? Feeling like it's home now?
Oh, it's great. I mean, the other desk is still in the middle of the living room, and it should be over there, but I can't be asked to paint the walls during the work week. God damn it. I just need a second coat there, and then this room's all done. I gotta put some artwork here. I gotta make this look all nice. But it's coming together. It's coming together.
Very cool. Very good. I saw part of a thing last night that you seem to have found yourself as a new cast member on another show with some people that have been on this channel as well. Do you wanna talk about that for a second?
Yeah, I don't know how I found it. These things find me, but people are like, "Hey, you want to play some games?" And I say, "Yeah, I like games." I started a campaign on a new-ish Twitch channel. I say ish because the other two people who have been cast members here on DieFall, Nick Kibbles and Bravo, they started up a new Twitch channel called The Monty Hall. That's twitch.tv/The Monty, like Monty Python, and Hall, like Haul. And we started a Lost Mine of Phandelver game last night. And even though it's like a beginner campaign for D&D 5e, I literally have never played it or read it past the first page. So it's new to me. Even though I've been playing D&D for 3 years. So
I couldn't tell who was in it. I kept seeing the Twitter posts and you retweeting them, and I was like, but who's in the show?
a lot of new people to Roll20. I think it's a lot of Nick and Bravo's IRL friends, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Old to veteran D&D players, but new to Roll20. I was sitting there teaching them how to do things in Roll20 and everything, and it was a good time. It was really good. I keep finding myself among really talented role players, and y'all are so great. Every single one of you. I just love the cast. All over the place. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So I'm very excited.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I seem to be slightly distracted because so Twitch has a new monetization program called a hype train.
Yeah, what was that?
Where if good things happen to you, they start a hype train, and you can earn emotes and stuff like that through this. And
so what do you do?
You pay money. You give money to the streamer, and that's it. So a lot of people have started calling it the scam train, but it's been very nice, and thank you everyone for giving gifts. I've never seen this on my channel before, so it's really cool. And now everyone's spending their channel points too. So now the chat is just a spam of bits and channel points. So I can't hate that. So that's good. It's good. So thank you. But yeah, I'm glad you found a new spot and a new home. It's good, Rob, and it's good to see you here, bud.
Yeah, thanks. Know you.
Know me. Okay.
Wait, so how do you do it like this?
How do you do what? God damn it, Rob. Thank you. Oh wow, this is embarrassing. Okay, thank you. There was a hype train before, and I got mad. Yeah. Stop it. Okay. Makes me feel embarrassed. Okay, Malaveth. Hi. I know. I'm gonna pick your brain real quick because while this thing is happening, I want you to tell the people about your thing that's happening, and I'm pretty sure the sign up ends today.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stickers. I got stickers. Stickers. I have them all over my desk. Stickers on my desk. Get them out. I got too many stickers. Dude.
Show me your favorite
How
one.
can I
wanna
hold
see your
all these
favorite
stickers?
one. Yeah. Show me your favorite one.
Where is she? There she is. I made a new one. It's Princess
Is
Mononoke.
it the what? Yes.
Oh,
Oh, it's so freaking cute.
It's matte,
It's
so it's
so
real
good.
soft too. I like it. Yeah.
So, if you guys want stickers to be part of the sticker club, you have to go to it's patreon.com/Malaveth.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And you can go be part of the sticker club. And how do you ensure that you get one of the Princess Mononoke ones?
Just sign up at some point today.
Okay, there you go. Last chance, chat.
I
Last
think
chance.
technically it ended, so you probably won't see it.
Oh.
But if anybody signs up today, I'll honor it anyway because I don't want to
Okay.
mess with figuring out like what time somebody signed up.
Okay, good. That's okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That makes me feel a little bit better. Cool. Awesome. So, chat, go do that. Thanks. Okay. How was your last week, Malaveth? Pretty good?
It was good. I was hanging out with my family in Minnesota. We ate a lot of cheese curds, so
Mhm.
it was perfect. Cheese curds
Nice.
are good. Have
I've
you
never-
had Wisconsin cheese curds?
I have never had a cheese curd. I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Delicious.
Don't get it if it's not from Wisconsin.
Oh no,
So, what is it?
delicious.
It's a thing of cheese. It's like a little cheese nugget, and then it's
Cheese
fried.
nugget.
And if it
You
doesn't,
fry it.
it's got a squeak when you bite into it. It's
That's-
got like a thin fried shell, and it's all melty
Uh-huh.
cheese. Well, not really
And
melty.
it has a squeak.
Don't,
Yeah.
Malaveth, stop listening, Joel. You can get them at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh.
All right, Malaveth. You can keep listening.
Well, I mean, if you start terrible, it's only
Yeah,
only
exactly.
It'll go up.
You start with the mediocre ones, and then you go up.
Wow. Okay.
It's like a
cheese curd.
bagel anywhere outside of the tri-state area.
Yes. Which we have specified there are multiple
Oh shit!
tri-state
Yeah,
areas. So.
New Jersey. See, I did it.
If you ever go to the Minnesota State Fair, you can get a whole bucket of cheese curds. Like
A bucket.
a bucket.
They sell them by buckets.
By the bucket. You can get a bucket
in.
of cheese curds and then a bucket of cookies and just walk around with your buckets.
I'm so
Great
in.
time.
I'm so worried about the future of health in this country.
I'm not.
Tater tot
We've gotta
hot dish
fi-
on a stick.
Oh, stop! I'm hungry.
Our poor boy. Oh God. Okay. Okay. All right. Before we make it worse for him, I'm gonna move on. Miss Simply Jackson, I saw something yesterday because I had seen this game at PAX, and I want you to tell me about it because, from what I've seen, it looks really freaking cool. So it was Curse of the Elder Gods, yeah?
Curse of the Undead Gods.
Undead Gods.
I keep wanting to call it Curse of the Old Gods because I've been
Right.
doing a lot of
Okay.
other content with like what's it called? The guy who does the horror stuff, like the Yellow King. I'm missing the brain right now. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Lovecraft.
Lovecraft.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I was literally streaming it last night. I kept going Curse of the Old Gods. Everybody's like, bitch, it's Undead Gods. But it's like another dungeon crawler, but it's very roguelike and it has art from I believe, knock on wood, from the same people who did art for Darkest Dungeon. It has a map system like Slay the Spire where you choose which route you take based on like a further mapping forward. And then there's like a loot system within the game. You can purchase things or blood trade for it for cursed blood, which gives you increasing challenge within the game. It's really great. It's super good.
It looked really cool, and the art style is really cool because it looks like 3D Darkest Dungeon,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
is like it's kind of awesome.
Yeah, and there's
Um,
like modifications you can make to the game too as you go. There's like some stuff that drops and you can expend that back in the main menu in order to change it and stuff. But it's
Mhm.
$15 right now. I have no idea how much it's going to be in the future when it comes out.
Yep.
But
So it's early access, chat, just to let you know,
Mhm.
and it came out yesterday.
Mhm.
So just as a heads up, but it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
It's
pretty cool.
For me to have been playing like 2 weeks of Wilson, bless you Wilson, but fix your stuff. This game has it's pretty seamless so far from the way it feels. So can I plug something else really quick, because I'll probably forget
absolutely.
at the end of the show. Malabith and I are on an art battle next week on Tuesday. It's going to be on a channel called Meow Wolf.
The one that I was on.
The one that you did, May, right?
Yeah.
I'm
So-
familiar.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before.
I've seen this.
So Mally hit me up and was like, "Do you want to do it?" I was like, "Sure." And then I had a meeting with them last week, and I was like, "Mally and I are like best friends." And they were like, "This is gonna be great." So super excited.
Very cool. May was robbed.
Very accurate. It was
close.
extremely no, you were robbed. It was absolutely bullshit.
Wow.
I will go
Cool,
on.
so
I will
that's-
go on record.
I'll
Is
send
that
in my
next
regards
Tuesday?
on that. I have no idea what time, Mally. Mally, do you have any idea what time next week on Tuesday? They haven't told me a time. We'll discuss
Wow.
later. But Tuesday, pay attention to
Email.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Like 1
Evening?
o'clock or 4 o'clock.
I think it's 7 Eastern, 7 or 8 Eastern.
7 Eastern.
If it was the
Okay.
same time as what mine was.
Sweet.
Okay, that sounds right.
So
Excellent.
we'll tweet about it, or we'll come find you guys individually and be like, "Come to our show." So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. That sounds awesome.
Hey.
Lady May,
Yeah.
when you're done with your calendar, how have you been? How was the last week and 2 weeks? Two weeks? God.
Yeah, some number of days.
Yeah, an amount of days.
Some days have passed. Been okay.
Feeling pretty good?
Yeah.
Having a good time? Yeah?
Yeah,
How'd your table work out? I can see it behind you. The
Yeah.
one that you used.
I made it.
Yeah. So May made that table. May made that table.
I made it.
Interesting to say.
Sure did.
What did you end up putting on top of it?
So like for D&D, like we have like our IRL group. I usually set up a big 8-foot table behind me in this room, and we have 9 people at the table. So when we have like the battle map and stuff like that, like, you know, half of us have nowhere to like put our character sheets, and like, you know, table space is lacking. So I made a little raised table so the battle map can go on the raised table part, and then character sheets and like dice trays can, whoever's sitting, you know, on that ends of it can kind of go underneath. And it worked out really well.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Living true to your carpenter character, I see.
Yeah, yeah, right?
Hmm.
I know, he's rubbing off on you. Apparently pretty effectively. It looks great. Okay. Anything else that anyone they want to plug, do a thing, sing a song, tell a story? Or
Joel,
hi.
how are you?
I'm good, man. PAX was freaking awesome.
Oh.
It was very cool. Got to demo a lot of cool games. Got to meet a lot of cool developers. I'm super stoked for a couple of like specific indie titles. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But yeah, and I got some cool merch stuff, I guess. Oh, my favorite I got, because it's the best game that has ever been made, is this, a Fallout 76 Wasteland beanie, because we went to their party and they were handing these out because they only had these left because all of the Doom merch was gone already. It's good. It was good. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Did I get any Final Fantasy VII merch? No. The Final Fantasy VII booth was freaking slammed. And the thing is, if you want to play that beta that was there at PAX, you can just turn on your PlayStation and download it for free right now. So I didn't wait in... you had to wait for a ticket. You had to wait to get a ticket to then wait in line to then play the demo. So it was like a whole thing. So anyways, I had fun though. PAX was fun.
Did you check out the Animal Crossing booth? I want to know if you did. Or not.
I walked past it. I did not play the first Animal Crossing, and the second one is not interesting to
Joel
me.
hates fun.
I think I caught a case of leaving the showitis.
Okay. Jeez, man. Yeah. things like people tried to like get me to play Stardew Valley, and I played, and I got caught in like a fishing cycle, and all I did was fish.
Dude,
and then I was
same.
like, and now I'm bored, and then I stopped playing the game.
You're
And I was
entitled.
like,
You're entitled to your shitty opinion.
it's true. Thank you. I appreciate that. I actually like, if I wasn't streaming things that were like forcing me to play different games, I would probably just play really dumb shit like League of Legends all of the time. Because that's the kind of terrible person that I am on the inside. Yeah. But there it is. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. How does that sound? You guys want to figure out whether or not there's going to be a war between the people on the ground and the bird people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, as we do, please roll me a d20. And let's see who gets to recap the show from 2 weeks ago. Can't wait. Can't wait. Eli has a 10, Pez
Oh, we're
with
all
a
grouped together.
12, Lucky with a 5, Dagonet with an 11. And I have a 3, which puts Lucky the closest to it. Please, Lucky, would you regale us with the adventure from 2 weeks ago?
Great. So like we woke up, we had spent the night with these refugees at this fortress for the bandits, which has improved greatly since the last time I've been there, might I say. And we well, not we, but our beautiful bard decided to go and ask the children if they knew potentially a back exit out of the old fortress, just in case things didn't go well whenever we met the general. And they said maybe pretty small, maybe like your size, but not like our size. Might have to dig a little bit or something. But other than that, no other ways in or out other than past those guards at the front, as far as we know. But the meeting actually didn't go that bad. Well, I mean, arguably others would probably say it went pretty bad. I think it went pretty great. We talked to the general. She said that, by the way, she's seen some hard times, so I'm gonna say. But she told us about how apparently they've been taking all these refugees whose homes have been burning, and apparently Alderheart, from their opinion, was not helping out these families or anybody else, including the bandits, whenever tales of these fires had been coming into them. Which, I mean, honestly, we'd come across as well when we were in Alderheart. They were very uninterested in helping us with the fire problema, you know. So the problem is, Lucky has, I mean, I have some ideas that maybe she's working these young and impressionable refugees into being bandits, essentially, by saying that she doesn't trust Alderheart and the bird people are awful, because as soon as we came in, you guys, they all had side eyes at Dagonet and Pez, is all I'm saying. So there was a minor kind of discussion about how she might have heard like great tales about a character named Lucky and some stuff that had potentially gone wrong, or also in some ideas right, with Lucky's former captain, Captain Frey. But in the long run, you know, quick wit outsmarted the brawn, and Lucky became a captain, which is pretty great. And then after we left there, we also earlier in the day met the chef of the whole fort, the cook. We thought maybe they were just not a good cook, but upon further questioning, we found out there's just not been that many good supplies coming in, which we thought maybe the bandits were like holding all the good stuff up top for the rich and then not coming down to the few. But apparently there's just been not much, banditry since there's been so much fighting of the fires since then. But we did find out there could be a future upcoming attack on Alderheart again soon. And essentially our group has to decide whether or not we're gonna coincide with the bandits on this attack on Alderheart, or if we're gonna go back to Alderheart and talk to them, or if we're gonna pretty much investigate the fires ourselves, or if we're just gonna go take a vacation on the beach and tell them, man, you guys go figure it out. I don't know, you know. So I think that's where we're at. I don't know if I've missed anything. It's fine.
Beach vacation. Every good show has a beach episode, so maybe we'll actually get to that at some point. But yeah, that was pretty good. So yeah, you guys are, I think where we ended, Lucky and Eli had spent the rest of the afternoon trying to figure out what the disposition of the bandits and the camp itself was toward Alderheart and birdfolk in general. The roll ended up being pretty low. So you didn't really get that good of a general idea about things. It was kind of hard to tell. But, and then I think, Pez, you were working on a ballad of some sort?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had a ballad that you were putting together, and Dagonet was helping out the one of the carpenters in the camp. So where I think we find ourselves is, after all of this has transpired, towards the evening meal, where most of the camp is lined up over by where the cook is serving another, what seems to be some kind of stew and a side of bread. And Gerald, the hedge cook there, he's happy, jolly, kind of graying, older hedge gentleman, rather rotund, wearing a very dirty apron, is happily spooning out this evening meal. And if you guys so choose, you're more than able to join the line. But that seems to be where majority of the camp is going for those that aren't on guard or on duty of some kind right now. So I think that's where we find ourselves, is kind of like towards the evening at a dinner.
I think I'm doing okay without the stew today. I think I'm still rumbly tumbly, but I can grab us some seats somewhere. Looks pretty packed already. You guys want me to? You gotta get some.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah. Well, you should still eat something. Maybe they might have some bread left. That might be a little stale, but it might be a little better than the stew.
Yeah. Well, I'll get a table. You guys ask if you can get like an extra slice of bread or two, and I'll just snack on that if I need to. But thank you. And Lucky's gonna go try to find a place to seat amongst very impressionable people if I can.
By very impressionable, do you mean children?
No, I mean kind of impressionable, like we came across that tired guard we found last episode.
Okay. So are you gonna try to like mingle with some guards on like downtime?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. So there's not there are most of like the mess hall tables for the guards were probably up in the inner keep. But you do find some out, like taking advantage of some of the benches that had been made from like scrap wood parts and stuff like that. Just eating and kind of having some water and carousing with their friends. And you kind of try to sidle up and go see what's going on over there. And we'll catch up with you in just a bit. We'll see what everyone else is doing right now. So Dagonet, do you take some of the soup?
Yeah, he gets in line and waits his turn and takes 2 pieces of bread.
Takes 2 pieces of bread. Okay. You do note that like kind of at the end, the little Mawpock helper that helped Gerald remember his name earlier kind of gives you a little side eye and raises an eyebrow, but doesn't say anything. Yeah. Okay. You just try to go find a seat somewhere.
Yeah, I imagine you'd go find where Lucky is.
Okay. Same thing. Eli, what's your plan?
Yeah. Do the kitchen staff look like they got enough help, or?
I mean, they probably have enough help at this point in time to just serve people. There's just bread available, and Gerald's just pouring out from ladling out some food.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, the cleanup's going to be the harder portion of this. But as for serving, they seem to be pretty well staffed just for that.
Eli's gonna get a head start on the cleaning.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna like see what you can do about cleaning some utensils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gerald seems pretty busy. So do you just go approach the other, like the small Mawpock woman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And she sees you approaching and says, "Hi. How can I help you?"
Well, I actually wanted to ask you the same thing. As a matter of fact, I just y'all are doing so much around here for these folks, and myself included, and my companions, and I just wanted to see if it was all right if I lent a hand in the kitchen there with the cleanup.
Are you sure you want to take on that task? Well, some of the things haven't been cleaned in a while.
Well, sounds like you need more help than you're originally letting on. So I'd be happy to.
Most don't want to clean things, but we're always happy for the extra hands.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Well, if you head back behind that shed there, most of the mess stuff is kept inside, but there is some water and soap and scrubbing utensils, and most things are in big old buckets. You'll see.
Okay. And yeah, Eli will go find the mess.
So you go behind, like, it's a rather squat-looking shed, and inside is probably just more cooking utensils or things like that. But you go behind it, and what you find is essentially what would amount to like a sink, but it's, there's like buckets of water and stuff over there, and there's actually a small cook fire that is heated water, and it's just water. Off to the side. You see that the coals have kind of died down a little bit. The water's probably run cold. But what you do find is like a large cast iron kettle, probably the one from the morning, that had not yet been cleaned out. And then there's just stacks of these just like wooden bowls, as well as like tin mess kits and stuff like that. Because basically it's odds and ends of what they serve food on. And utensils are like kind of hard to come by. Most of them are wooden rather than, metal of any kind. But it's there, and you do find that there are like, scrubbing brushes and like steel wool and stuff like that. If you really want to get in there, it's quite a lot of work.
You see, I imagine I'm seeing the stack of dishes that are just, soaking indefinitely.
Yes, always soaking indefinitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I roommates at one point in time that did that all of the time. But
Yep.
And then, it's kind of cartoonish, is like they kind of like tilt over a little bit, right? They're like leaning because they're stacked up so tall. Yeah.
The Leaning Tower of Awful. All right.
Yep.
Eli's gonna take stock, put his hands on his hips, and just, all right, let's see what we can do. And he's just gonna get to it.
And Eli's gonna get to it. Okay. While you do that, Pez, what is your plan of action for this evening?
Gonna grab some food. Maybe he learned how to cook better between breakfast and dinner,
Sure. Yeah.
There's a chance.
Yeah. You take a look at the bowl after you get it served to you, and you note that there definitely seems to be a lot of potato in here, and not a whole lot of like anything else. You got like some mushrooms. It seems to be like a very potato chunky stew, if it could be called that. Like a potato soup.
You can't mess up potato.
Right. And do you try it?
Yep.
Okay. Contrary to the early morning meal, this one is very salty. So it's like drinking seawater, but tastes like potato. And people around you seem to just be grimacing and getting through it because there may not be a whole lot else on offer. The bread itself, though, is actually delicious. It seems to be well made, probably baked earlier that day, and it's a little bit crusty, but it's good. And you do find if you like dunk the bread into the stew and soften and it gets a little soft or whatever, it's palatable.
I might just stick with the bread dunked in the soup then, and maybe the stew, and then I don't know, the rest of the stew just hand it off, maybe.
Sure.
Subtly
hand it off. Yeah. Yeah. Most people are kind of just like grinning and bearing it at this point.
And then I'm gonna clean my instrument and kind of just prep a little bit because I want to do a ditty.
Yeah. We'll jump back over to Lucky and Dagonet. You've kind of, attempted to ingratiate yourselves with some of the guards people. The guards bandits. I have trouble calling them bandits anymore now that you kind of like know who they are as people. It's really tough to continue casting them in that light. But there's like a Mappak, a Vulpin, and like 2 hedges kind of like sitting over off to the side, and you've made your way over there, Lucky. So and they note your approach. The Vulpin looks up and gives you a nod. One of the hedges kind of gives you a nod as well. The Mappak looks over and like sees Dagonet walking over and just kind of shakes their head, and they don't really address you. It seems to be that they're waiting for you to attempt to strike up a conversation here.
Do you mind if we take these seats on the other end of the community table over here, gentlemen?
The Vulpin looks up and gestures. Oh, by all means. Humble folk is humble folk things. Gives a like sidelong glance over to Dagonet.
Hey. All right. Do you when's your last patrol? What do you mind me asking? Just making some time while I sit here, enjoying the company before we have to go out on our next venture,
You scouts then?
Pretty much been doing this for long enough that it's whatever job's necessary, if you know what I mean. So.
Well, me and the group here, we patrol. Kind of just take the road there and back and switch out. Found some of fallen friends of ours. Seemed to be a lion attack on the trail up. Some investigating around the area, and it wasn't pretty. Those mountain lions in this area have some weird ability to call down stones from like the sky itself. It's actually incredible and horribly painful if you ever get caught in any.
Yeah, I know we almost. Look, he's gonna kind of elbow Dagonet. We almost got taken out by one of those stonefall attacks on the way up here the other night. It was pretty. I think we actually found your party. We alerted the general about the captain that had fallen. It's hard times,
Was a captain among them.
Yeah.
Though it was funny. When we found them, didn't look like the captain had died to a lion. Had hundreds of puncture wounds
Weird.
in their body. Like a hail of small needles had hit them, and lying next to them also had these same holes, and so did one of our Gerbine friends. And what a wonder! The Gerbine also had an arrow through. Accidents do happen, especially in the heat of battle, but it just seemed odd.
Yeah. I'm not a nature Gerbine in particular, but maybe there's just sharp rocks. I'm not too sure, Still, loss of life is a loss of life, so.
Aye.
But yeah.
If I drinks, I'd drink to that, but a nice cup of water then.
Yeah, water. I was gonna ask though, on your patrols, do you guys get to where the fire has immediately changed the subject as quickly as possible?
Sure.
Do you guys are you guys on the fire patrol? Have you seen how far away that's coming?
We've heard from the refugees like that. The fires have started moving through the woods, and that's why they're here, and we've taken them in. But no, mine and my lot and most here are pretty well stationed. I think you may be the first from outside in quite some time. We had been manning many of the camps around the woods recently, and so the garrison here has become much smaller in the last couple weeks.
Weird.
Now, I don't patrol near the fires, and thankful for it, actually.
How are the refugees finding their way back here if we don't have patrols gathering them? If you don't mind me asking.
They tend to get dropped off with us on our patrols, and then we walk them back. Then they'll be those that had been rounded up from the camps or had gone to the villages will go back to their posts, and then we'll take word back. And it's so we don't have a whole lot of shifting in and out, and people have, their jobs to do. It does get a little boring walking the same roads, but
Yeah, I mean, life was so different when we were all just, bandits, as opposed to having to fight fires and be homes for refugees and stuff now. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. If we don't have people to bandit because the fires take them out, then we're stuck here twiddling our thumbs.
It's good things, though. Good progress. Bringing us together like this really feel like a humble folk community, rather than pockets of resistance and thievery. He kind of looks around at his group, and some of them look and just nod at him, and one of the hedge woman speaks up and just feels right honorable most of the time, actually, which far cry from previous life. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone as far to say honorable, but it does feel good.
Feels like kind of like a community now. I mean, that's what the vibe I'm getting from the place.
I know with these kids here, the bird folk ever came knocking, would never throw my blade down while they're in harm's way.
It's very important. I mean, these young lives. But have you heard any plans about future? Is the general planning on like rebuilding for these families, or is it always just going to be in the fort here? Is there any word of anything, or is it just right now?
General, she has her reasons for things, and she tells us what she needs to tell us, and she hasn't led us astray yet. Some concerned looks around the table. And the Mawpock on the other side of the table, he speaks up and says, but it's been some time before she's let us know what we're doing. Last thing she said was, we're going to burn down Alderheart, which I don't know if I'm right two ways about it. Bird folk, no offense to you, kind sir.
Oh, none taken. No, that's fine.
But the bird folk are awful to us. Just trample on us and trodden down, and they take our food and things, so we steal it back most of the time.
I felt that way too about bird folk, but then I met Dagonet and a bard named Pez. You'll probably come across her at some point. She's part of our party now. But they're just as keen on helping all kinds in this land as much as we are. And there are apparently humble folk still living in Alderheart, which is what scares me about any rumors of attacks on the city, because no, I don't necessarily agree with the snottiness of the upper tiers, but I definitely don't want to burn down an entire city just in their name, I don't know. Is it just me? I could be the spread. I don't know.
General Saradin's been talking about this for quite some time, and we've made incursions against Alderheart, stolen some goods close to the base, and sometimes the retribution can be swift from what I've heard. That's what the scouts say. I don't know if she'll ever actually make the move, but I think it just gives her purpose. To be fair, he looks around and leans in closer to you. Don't let her know I said this. Don't really want to hurt those people. It's one thing to steal stuff. It's an entire other thing to look at all the innocents around here we've taken in.
I had this talk with another god the other night. I can't remember his name. Dagonet, do you remember his name? The one who kept falling asleep.
I was so tired that night. I don't remember the no names.
Sleeping one? No.
Yeah, he was outside the cells. He's super nice.
Jackson.
Okay, Jackson, all right. We had a small brief talk about how the fires have been doing so much damage to both land and family here that like, why an attack on Alderheart when we gotta rescue everybody already going on? Oh, we don't even know where the fires are coming from or where it started. Oh,
Oh no. Wish we had more. The mountains are gonna be safe from the fire. There's not much to burn up here. And if we could expand the stronghold or maybe have further fortifications in the mountains, I mean, could house everyone here. Keep the lions away. But we don't have the supplies to manage something like that. Barely have enough for, and he like drops the rest of the crusty bread into his soup. I don't even have enough for a proper meal anymore, but if we could get that all, then
yeah, that's
some bigger brain than I is going to have to figure it out.
That's my concern. Is like don't just okay. Hear me out. Not that I like the snotty, excuse me, Dagonet bird folk in the top tiers of Alderheart. Might be. It's like, why are we gonna just kill more people instead of trying to work with them or something, or at least just kicking them off their bird boots and then working with the rest of the town that actually is interested in saving people's lives instead of just being snotty. I don't know. I'm not a politician though. I'm just I like poking stuff and taking stuff, and that's about it. So
I feel that that's what we're all good at here, and it's been very weird trying to find a different skill set.
I can always teach you the carpentry. It's a very handy skill. I know
talking about expanding.
The carpenters here would definitely could use some help. And speaking of that, though, I don't think here is much safe from the fires because there's a lot of things here made of wood, right? That still burn. The fires are coming from bats that can fly over the mountains and into the forts.
Bats.
So it is
bats.
We came across
the
fire
comes
bats
from bats.
Oui?
Now I know some birds may have smaller brains than us really bright humble folk, but fire doesn't come from bats.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, these ember bats, they're not normal regular bats. That is why we think it is odd that the general is not more worried about this.
Yeah, like he's gonna tap on Dagonet's belly of his arm. I mean, he's not lying. He's a little old and rickety sometimes, but I was there. I got singes on my own clothes from them.
Bats.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'd never seen it in my whole life. There was also like some kind of like fire, like creature things that we buried in dirt. It was like, I don't know, man. I've not in my like few years on this planet have I come across anything like that.
It is true. It is very bizarre. It is not something that you're likely to forget once you see it.
Sounds like something my mother would tell me to get me to go to bed at night.
Well, we're not going to bed anytime soon. There's a lot of work to do, but just keep your eyes peeled. Like, keep an eye on the horizon. We didn't think it was anything but maybe some other torches from somebody else, and we were going to try to keep an eye on them, but they came on us real quick. So, keep an eye out. They were moving at night, too, so...
Well, we are the scouts, and generally don't need to keep our eyes to the sky, but we'll take your advice then. I appreciate it.
I'm lucky. If you ever come across them, send word and let me know. Like, let me know what you find out,
Will do. Vincent, my name.
Nice to meet you.
Aye. And if you or anyone else has got the guts to maybe talk General Saradin down from her course, I don't know if any of us would be unhappy about that.
Yeah, there's something that tells me that her whole mood has shifted away from the more individualism and banditry just to survive to a helping the innocents with their homes and lives at the moment. So I mean, you know me, well, Dagonet knows me. I could talk to anybody about anything, but I think it'll take a village to change a chief's mind, if you know what I mean. So if it ever comes the day where don't be afraid. You know, we might call on you to be like, people, I'm not the only one who feels this way, you know, and then just don't worry. I mean, I don't think she's gonna like, you know, hurt you or anything for having a different opinion than her. I don't think, you know.
Maybe. She's a pretty tough one, though. Oh.
Yeah.
But we'll keep that in mind. You know, that there's nods around the table.
All right. Well, I'm gonna finish up my bread and keep an eye out for my potty. But thanks for sharing your space and some talks for a minute. And like reaches his little Jerbian hand out to shake.
Yeah, and he grasps it firmly and gives it a good shake and gives you a nod. And even gives Dagonet one. Pretty respectful. Okay. Pez, you said you were working on your instrument. What were you planning to do?
Well, everyone's around. I was gonna try to do that whole song thing that we talked about last.
Absolutely. You are more than welcome to do that.
Yeah.
All right.
So people are around?
People are around having dinner. Like this conversation was happening, and there's other people that are kind of around doing the same thing. Some of them are standing. There's not really a whole lot of sitting room all over the place, but definitely a lot of like the quote the camp followers, the refugees are here. Some of the guards do take the food and then go, you know, either towards the inner encampment or kind of off to the side. Some of them don't feel super integrated into the refugee camp, but a majority of the people here in the camp are around the area. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try and post up somewhere that makes sense for the
Sure.
layout.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to be like center of attention, or do you want to kind of be off to the side?
Probably somewhere that, like, not super close to the guards, but maybe within 60 feet of them.
Me? Oh, that's a really specific number that you got there. I wonder why that wouldn't be. Yeah, I think. Okay, so around them, but not centralized. But do you want to be conspicuous?
I mean, yeah, so people can see me. Yeah.
Do you want to like stand up on a bench?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That
So
great.
there's
a table if there's a.
Sure. There's a table where there was food being served from at one point in time. That seems to have kind of died down a little bit. You could stand up on the table that's like behind the cooking fire.
My feet are on it now, on the table.
All right, perfect. You are on the table. So Pez nimbly leaps up on top of the table that has had food on it recently. Maybe you happen to kick over a bowl or two or something and get it out of the way, and now you're up on top of there. And people look at you kind of funny. What is this weird bird doing on the table?
I'm gonna take out my instrument and just doodle a little tune. I'm not gonna do any introduction, nothing. Just start. I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start with something a little light, something kind of friendly, you know, and wait for people to be interested. Maybe make their way over there, or, you know.
It takes a couple seconds. Some people are just kind of like watching this happen, but when it's noted that you're playing music, some people kind of just go back to doing what they were doing. Most, if we got like snippets of their conversation, we would hear that they were like talking about you being this weird bird that's playing music on the table right now. But there is a group of people that seem very into it. And it's a gaggle of small children that have made their way in front of the table, and they are all like either dancing around together or like jumping up and down in front of you. It looks like some of them have fashioned some sticks to beat on the table with. But yeah, you've had a pretty good rapport with the children, and we kind of get the shot of like Maria off to the side shaking her head down at the end of the table, just watching the children, and they seem to be having a great time. As the children do get over there, they get a little bit more interested again. It's like, oh, they happen to like it. We like the kids, and it's okay. Maybe we should like what they like. So yeah, the little happy little tune goes along. What else would you like to do?
I'm gonna stop for a second. Look out! I'm gonna tell you folks about a story about some brave creatures just like yourselves who defeated a crazy monster. It's very exciting. So I'm gonna start like doing some sort of epic ballad, right?
Yeah.
Talking about
they're all just like up as close as they can to the table or huddled up close to it, and like Jim's like at the front and he's kind of squished up. He goes, wah. Yeah, they're very very into it. So what is your song about?
It's gonna be about two Mapak brothers, who got separated and went different ways. One's like a pirate captain, and another one's like a naval captain, right?
Okay.
And they both have their own ships and their own crews, and they're both very brave and very strong. Just different, right? And they stumbled across each other on the sea, and they have to fight because they're one's a naval captain, one's a pirate. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? But then suddenly a sea dragon and everybody's attacked, and it's so scary and it's super terrifying, and they gotta band together to defeat the sea dragon, otherwise they're both lost, right? It's very scary. But at the end of the day, they were victorious. They worked so hard, and they realized that their similarities overcame their differences, and they're brothers again.
So, Pez, what is your intention with this? Are you trying to just entertain, or are you trying to use some of your bardic charm to maybe sway some hearts?
I was maybe just gonna try a little bit of enthralling performance on some guards nearby for fun, just because maybe that could help or something.
Okay, sure. So what is enthralling performance again? Hit me with it.
Charge a performance with Fey magic. I performed that probably took more than a minute. I can choose how many humanoids? Three? Three of them. To be charmed. And they love me now.
They love you now.
And then it'll last an hour. Basically, they're allies. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your spell save DC?
13.
So they have to do wisdom saves against that to see what happens. Okay, well I'm looking through my NPCs real quick. It looks like they all have the same wisdom score, which is good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and roll 3 of these. Apparently I'm rolling really well today. There's at least one guard that seems very intrigued into this. And they're like kind of leaning forward. I want to say let's just say it's the fox guard that Lucky was just talking to maybe like 5 minutes ago, and he is just enthralled right now.
Perfect. And my main goal is to just make people think about it, good enough story where they're like carrying it with them.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me a performance check. Just a straight performance check.
Okay.
Unless you've got modifiers that you want to like do to it, or roll if you've got inspiration or something.
Can I re-roll it with Fated?
Yeah, sure. A 20. Cool. Yeah, and so you've used Fated for the day if you want to mark that one off. So a 20. The kids were blown away. They haven't heard a bedtime story like this in a long time, if ever, especially not with music and stuff involved. Yeah, really cool for them. It is noted around the camp, and maybe while you're performing, you don't notice this, but I think the party does. The party, you're kind of used to Pez being like this really enthralling person, especially when performing. So maybe you take a look around the camp a little bit, and you all note that the Vulpin guard is like super into this, and I think even Eli, who's like maybe leaned around the corner from where he's scrubbing stuff, or he's like walked up and he's like drying a dish or something like that for the performance. You can see that the refugees here are they're all super interested. They're all into it, and it's like this little chunk of happiness that has found them out here in this weird wilderness in this mountains. And the bandits seem more at ease while you've done this performance and interested. And some of them, you could note, like they're like tapping their feet along with it, or like nodding their head. It seemed to go over pretty well. If they don't get the message, they'll be at least carrying on this performance for quite some time. Yeah.
Perfect. If they're still energetic, I'll probably just do some chill tunes to kind of fizzle off, but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, sure. So like maybe like sit on the edge of the table or whatever and play something that's a little bit calmer. And yeah, so some of the kids like they'll sit down, they're just like listening happily, and some people turn back to conversation, but some just sit and listen and enjoy, like a small reprieve from the whatever situation that they're in. Pretty nice.
Lo-fi dudes to study and chill to.
38,000 hours.
38,000 hours. Oh my god. I think, Eli, when you turn back to like maybe after the ballad is over and you go back to maybe cleaning some stuff, you find a little Mopok woman there, and she like leaves a basket on the ground. And you go take a look at it, and you note that it's like a pretty hearty helping of the stew and 3 chunks of bread. Oh.
Like left for me?
Yeah.
No. I will graciously accept this.
And she hands you this basket, and she gives you a little. She says, "Thank you for your help this evening." She looks at like the stack of like clean dishes that you have, and she's like, "I'll get to putting these away. You have yourself a break. Deserve some food."
No, I didn't do it for this. I just wanted to do my part.
You still need to eat.
Yeah, well.
And she turns away, and she goes and like gets this big plate. She's a small Mopok woman. She gets this like big stack of like bowls of stuff and kind of tries to get them all back into that like squat little hut that all the stuff is housed in.
Yeah, Eli will find somewhere to post up and munch on some stew.
Yeah, you've like find like a corner of an end of a bench or something like that while Pez is playing, and you can definitely enjoy your food. Enjoy is strong. It's pretty salty. But yeah. Good. Okay. Lucky, what do you want to do for the rest of the evening?
Tough. Let me think. Because realistically, I mean, getting as much word and ear as possible. So Lucky may like revisit the guards at the front door, see if it wasn't Larry was the one.
Larry was the one that ended up named, yeah.
Yeah, see if Larry's there, see how he's
Larry's
doing, like just essentially trying to become as much of a word of mouth as to we don't need to attack Alderheart army as possible.
Sure. Okay. Do you you have proficiency in like persuasion?
No, I have deception. And survival, if that counts.
How about just give me a straight charisma roll?
Okay.
This is just you interacting with people.
Okay. Boop.
That's a double crit. That's 22s on both.
Wow. I don't know, man.
They love you. They're like they love their new captain. This is really cool. Yeah, they're like super. I think you maybe like strike a chord with a lot of them and where they had come from in the woods, because they didn't all come from here. Their families were just people down in the woods where the fires were, and you're really trying to like lean into them that like Alderheart's not the problem here. We need to fix this fire issue. This is the real problem. Look at all of these refugees. That's the only reason they're here. And Alderheart has the same problem, and you're like telling them all of these things about like how Alderheart is almost filled to the brim with refugees and stuff. And
I definitely think with that one guy being like, "Oh, we're impenetrable up here in the mountains," I think also delivering the facts of like we've seen fire bats to anybody who's like non-believers of it, just being like, is a thing, and they can fly up the mountains, so be thinking about fires.
With your double crits, if they believe you now. They believe you now. And you did really. That's obscene. You could tell them anything.
I'm impressed with myself. I expect nothing but nat ones from here on out.
From here on out for like the next 6 episodes. I'd take it, man. That's insane. And so you like move about the people, and you really get a good feel for them, and you get a feeling from what you can tell, is that they're opening up to you, and the guards seem to have been kind of reserved about this kind of stuff. But with your captain's sword, and you've met with the general, and you've come down, and you've kept the sword. They're opening up to you as they would like a captain that they like. Yeah. So you've ingratiated yourselves at least with the guards people here pretty handedly.
Sweet. Let's hope
Dagonet.
word of mouth doesn't reach the general.
Yeah. So Dagonet, what are you up to?
He would have kind of gotten closer with like Pez and the kids and kind of like taken a seat where he could like lean his back against like a back wall, and he's got his pipe out and he's just kind of enjoying the environment.
Roll me a perception check. Since you were having a quiet moment to yourself here. That is a natural 20. Again, that is a 21. That is 3 natural 20s in a row and 4 rolls in a row that are 20 and above for this group.
We're
so
doomed
that's
later.
Kind of obscene. You note something off to this. You have dark vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
You note something off to the side. Out of the shadows, in the out of the firelight, a large servant woman.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of leaned up against one of the buildings. Seems that General Benaceridin has been watching, has come down from her keep, has been observing the party and the ongoings here. She's off to the side. It doesn't seem that anyone else has noticed her, or if they have, they've not approached her.
He'll keep an eye on her for now and see if she just kind of watches or if she tries to approach the guards at all.
Sure. It seems that from what you've noticed, and I'll take this into account for like the entire time that Pez has been doing things. She was there for the ballad. She was there for some of the other songs, and then as Pez like goes into like the third kind of slower song, she turns to leave, walking back up the craggy north road towards the inner keep. But she doesn't seem to approach anyone there, and it seems that she was really trying to stay hidden, but that was swiftly defeated by some really good dark vision eyes.
He'll get up and kind of like follow her,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll be General.
She seems kind of startled that she was, that you knew that she was over there. And you find yourselves like in between the craggy section of this, where this road goes up. So it's kind of thin and narrow. And so she turns around and faces you and goes, "Oh, Strig. Hello. How may I help you?"
I hope you found the music to your liking. I think the people here just needed a bit of a pep in their step.
It was good to see the children entertained.
Well, if you're always welcome to join in and relax with a moment of peace.
Roll me an insight check. An 11. Even with your dark vision, it's hard to tell. And she does have that bandage covering half of her face. It's really hard to get a read on how she actually feels. You kind of just get that stone face from her that you got when you guys walked into the meeting room the first time. She goes, "Yes, thank you. Would you mind... the hedge boy, do you mind sending him up here? He's a priest, is he not?
He is, yes.
Have him come to me."
Sure. Tonight or in the morning?
Tonight. as soon as you return to the camp.
Okay.
I'll be in my chambers.
I will let him know.
Thank you. And she turns quickly and leaves.
He limps to go find Eli.
Yep, you find Eli posted up on a bench, gnawing on some bread, listening to Pez play music.
He just kind of like, does the dad lean over? So I saw the general. She was watching everything.
She always seems to be lurking one way or another, doesn't she?
We kind of knew that there's something, I think, going on that most of the camp doesn't. But I talked to her, and she requested that you see her tonight. She confirmed that you were a priest, so she might need some guidance or healing. But otherwise, she wanted to see you.
Well, if it's guidance she seeks, then I'm happy to oblige. I just can't help but feel anxious.
Well, I will. She didn't specify that you should come strictly alone. Just that she requests your presence. I could come with you.
No, it's all right. I'll be all right.
You sure? I don't mind. I don't need to bring my spear. Anything will do. If things get not well.
It won't come to that, Dagonet.
Oh,
I
I
promise
sure hope
you.
not.
We'll no, you know what? Take it easy. Just try not to draw too much attention to yourself and
Well, I'm trying not to, but I'm a very large bird, so.
no, I just mean I know these people don't have a particular fondness to bird folk, so I just hope you and Pez are all right.
Well, it is something that I'm used to, When we reached got used to me living there. But, different areas are not used to having folks like us on the ground.
Mm.
It is fine.
All right, well, I'll see what the general wants, I suppose.
Well, good luck. I don't know what you could do if you needed help, but good luck.
Thank you. What time of day are we on? She said like sometime tonight, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is evening, post dinner, maybe an hour or so. It's definitely dark out.
All right. Yeah. Guess I'll go pop up there, huh?
Okay. You take the north road up the little craggy section until you get to the large double doors that lead through the opening from the palisades. Met there by the same two burly Mopok guards in chain armor. Oh, hold on there, friend. Step into the light so we can see you.
Yeah, and Eli will oblige and just say, don't mean to bother y'all. General requesting my presence.
The priest, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I believe she's still in the infirmary. Head on in.
All right. And yeah, I'll step on in.
You step inside, and they open the door for you and then close it behind. Again, it's not locked in any way. You do note that there's a way to bar this particular door in any time of need. But it's quiet in here. There's no one around, but you do note that the infirmary door is slightly ajar, and you can see flickers of light coming from within.
Okay. I will approach reverently, like trying not to be super loud or disturbing.
Okay.
Just cautiously approach, I suppose.
Yeah, you cautiously approach, and as you get closer, we get that shot of being able to see through the slightly open door. We see General Benissaridin kind of on a knee, bent over a bed with what seems to be like a cold washcloth, and she seems to be changing the dressings of the people that are resting in here. So we see her do that, and we see you approach the door. She hears you. Like, do you like step through the door?
I'll probably hang in the doorway.
Okay. Yeah. So you hang out in the doorway, and eventually she turns and she sees. Oh, Hedge. Eli, wasn't it? The priest.
Yes. I'm sorry. I just knew you were looking for me. If you need a moment.
No. Come in. I could use some extra paws.
Sure. And yeah, Eli will close the door behind him and head on over.
Yeah. So you watch as she begins to unwrap the body of a Hedge. She says, "Careful of his spines on the back, but I need you to lift him here so I can finish unwrapping his shoulder."
Yeah.
You lift him up, and she begins unwrapping, and you see these horrible burn scars down the side of this Hedge. She goes over to the table, and she brings back a jar of salve, and she says, "Okay, lay him back gently. Here, open this up."
Yeah, he'll open it.
She takes the salve and she starts rubbing it into his wounds. "Now, can you go to the table there and bring me the clean bandages? They should be to the right of the..."
Yeah, he'll do that quickly.
Yeah, so you help dress this wound, and you then put him back on the bed, and she drops something out of a vial into a glass of water, and it's slightly purplish and shimmery in it. She goes, "Something to help them sleep," and she helps him drink the water, and he kind of wakes up for a little bit just to get the water, and then he falls back on the bed and kind of moans softly in pain and falls back asleep. "I will like your help to do the rest if you have the time."
Absolutely.
So you go to the other two in there. There's the second Hedge, and then there was a Mapok as well. And you help her redress and dress bandages and apply salves, and basically just check in on these humble folk that have just been very horribly burned. Much in a similar way that Benna is. She seems to feel some kind of kinship for them, having gone through what she has as well. As you finish wrapping the last one, and she lays the Mapok's head down on the pillow after giving them some of the water tinted with this sleeping drop. She says, "Thank you. Now for the real reason I called you here. Let's step outside, shall we?"
Of course. Pardon my asking, but have you eaten tonight? Or have you just been here?
It's fine. I will have something delivered up to me. Thank you, though.
Of course.
Now, please, step outside.
Yeah, and he'll go ahead and do that.
You step outside, and it's a nice kind of cool, clear night in the mountains. And as you get out, and it's not super dark, but you can tell, like, she's shadowed from you.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a couple of torches off by the entrance of the gates, and she turns and faces you. And the entire courtyard here is empty and quiet. Where do you find your faith, priest?
I'm a follower of Gaspard myself. Jerping folk hero.
And what does Gaspard teach?
Well, it's funny you should ask that given what you've built here. Community above all else. The coming together of people from different walks of life, and in trying times such as these, lending your fellow creature a helping hand. And I may have been blunt earlier, and I apologize for that, but I think that there's a lot of people right now that can benefit from that union, that coming together. And I feel like we're on our way with, or you are with what you're doing here. I mean, just being in the kitchen down there, being in the bunks, I just it's funny to me that you ask of his teachings when you so well exhibit them yourself. I'm sorry you caught me rambling. I apologize.
No. This is what I needed to hear. Come inside. I think you might actually be able to help me. And she walks off towards the large door that goes into the mountain.
Okay. Yeah, I'll follow.
And we're going to take our first break. And we're going to find out what Benaceridin needs some help with after a quick break. We're going to take about 3 to 5 minutes chat, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, once again, thank you so much for tuning into DieFall Alderheart episode 10. I can't believe we've actually done 10 episodes of this. It's been kind of awesome. Thank you for joining us this evening. I super duper appreciate it. If you'd like to get caught up on anything here, if you're maybe new here, think about following the channel at twitch.tv/runawayrobot_. If you want to get caught up on the old shows, you can head on over to the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/runawayrobot. Or if you want the audio only versions, you can go on over to iTunes, SoundCloud, or Spotify and look up DieFall or DieFall Podcast or DieFall Dungeons and Dragons, and all of those things will bring up this show as well as the previous episodes that we've had of other shows, and they're pretty good listens. I do want to mention we hit 1,000 followers, chat, on this channel over while I was at PAX, and that's super cool. And thank you very much for being a part of that. I super duper appreciate it, and I never really thought we'd get here. It's very, very cool. That being said, thank you so much to everyone that supported really early on in this show. The first half of the show here was kind of wild. Thank you so much for May, resubscribed 9 months in a row. Dark Juicebox, thank you for gifting a sub to Simply Jackson. QPeg Turno has subscribed for 28 months. 28 months. Thank you so much. Dark Juicebox came back again and gifted a sub to Malaveth. Thank you so much. May gifted a sub to Clara Jin. And then May gifted 500 bits. Godfather Wraith VESG gifted 100. And Bonus Stage Rob with 500 bits. Thank you guys so very much for supporting the channel. I super duper appreciate that. And the Deacon Smith, thank you for the follow and welcome to the factory. Big thank yous to Zombie Fighter and Wraith V_ESG, the 2 patrons of the DieFall Patreon. And I think this is the link for that, but I'm not exactly sure. Yep. So if you go to patreon.com/DieFall, you can become a patron as well, and you can become part of the show. Every month you'll be asked for questions that you might have for a DM or about the shows or for anything else, and they'll be answered on a live stream monthly, as well as at the $1 tier, the cheapest tier that we have. You'll be asked for an NPC name, and then that name will be put into a roulette, and the name will be used on one of the characters. Like the ones this evening when we were talking to all of these guards people, one of those names would have been chosen. There's also other things in there. If you want to go take a look, I would super duper appreciate it. Everything from the Patreon goes to the cast members. Doesn't come here, goes directly to the cast. I would like to pay these people for their time and their talents, and this is the best way to do it. That all being said, thank you for being here this evening, and we will be right back.
Gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. Welcome back, everyone, to DieFall Alderheart episode 10. Rob has a sandwich and he's ready for his date with General Benaceridin. He's just all buckled up here, ready to go. Hey. Clip it and ship it. All right. So Benaceridin goes up to the large door that leads into the mountain, opens it, and steps inside, leaving it open behind her. A moment passes, and a small light is lit, and you see that she has lit at least one of the candles within the room. Do you follow her in?
Mm-hmm.
She leads you into this large meeting hall that you've been through, and you note that it's used to have been cleaned up, and either that or not a whole lot of people were eating in here earlier. It's also empty. You note now that the only place that had anyone in it was the infirmary. The entire inner keep, including Benaceridin's guards, seems like no one's here. Not super sure where they might have gone off to. Benna walks to the end of the long room, and instead of taking her customary seat behind the head table, she walks over to the side room and opens the door. Inside is a small bed and a chair and a small side table. It seems to have a wash basin in it. Well, are you coming?
Forgive me. I'm a little confused as to what's happening here.
Well, I can't very well have the entire camp know everything I'm thinking and feeling. There is some level of confidence between a priest and a parishioner, is there not?
Eli nods knowingly and follows.
She places the candle on the side table and sits at the bed. Please, have a seat.
He'll sit.
I know the inner keep is empty now, but, well, the guards are right on the other side of that large door, and they don't need to know about my indecision. I can trust that you're discreet, yes?
Of course.
I fear I may be letting my anger control my decision-making. And I want you to know where that comes from. I lived in a small village north of Alderheart, somewhat close to the Scorched Grove, on the northern end. Made a life there. My wife was a village elder, a seer. She could see the future, and she knew the flames would come. We sent word to the Alderheart Council, asking for supplies, aid, and preparation, all of which were denied. The council didn't believe my wife. And as you well know, the flames did eventually come, and they consumed everything. The bird folk eventually arrived, but I had lost them all. My friends, my wife, children, my eye, my ear. I helped some others escape, but couldn't help my own. Their failing is what turned me to this. I am familiar with the blade, and bandits really just needed a brain at their head to pull them all together. With enough numbers and some good planning, become infinitely more effective. I've never forgiven the council for this. But I watch your friend out there with the children and see what we've built here and the safety that we've given the humble folk, our community. Even if you don't live in this one, you can at least understand how I feel about that. Is there a way to end this without bloodshed between us and Alderheart? A way for the bird folk to stop persecuting our people on the road? A way for our people to not have to steal for scraps? What do you know, priest?
Well, I think by now it's rightly clear that I haven't been 100% honest with you.
No, I've noticed, and Lucky seems to be able to turn a fine tale.
It's one of their talents. I was a bandit. Feels like a lifetime ago. Obviously, far before there was a central purpose. And I don't know what I was looking for. I think in a way I was looking for a thrill, a place to be myself. I loved talking. I loved just really, I like the thrill of swindling somebody out of their goods, their money. It was invigorating. You come from this sleepy little village and life is so boring, and God, I don't even know if my parents are still alive. I haven't. I don't know when it hit me exactly that I had what you are giving these people. I had what I want to give people right in front of me, and I snubbed it. I mean, how do you go back to them after that? What you're looking for is a way for us to all live together and resolve this and band together and fight whatever the hell is happening out there. And I'm telling you, seeing from both sides of this, it exists, and it is so infuriating. I'm not a man who's quick to anger. I try not to be, but it is very frustrating seeing Alderheart and seeing the Bandit Fortress doing the same damn thing and yet hating the other side of it. I mean, yes, the council absolutely failed your family. They have failed countless families. We were met with the same disbelief when we tried to warn the council. They're well aware of the fires. Hell, it's too late now, but the action was not there, and the inaction ultimately lost you your family. And I get that. I feel guilt that I wasn't thankful for what I had because it's so quickly ripped away. But I don't let that guilt control me, just as you shouldn't let that anger control you. And I'm not going to tell you to forgive Alderheart. That is a load of bullshit. What I am going to tell you is be better than them. Because what they see right now is a group of hooligans who charge the gates when there is literal hell breaking loose in the surrounding villages. And they attack what they see as a last vestige of hope. They see themselves getting attacked while they are trying to provide refuge for bird folk and for humble folk alike. Is it equal parts? Are the lower tiers of the tree equal to the higher tiers? Absolutely not. And that's a battle that needs to happen another day. Right now, people need to set their allegiances aside. They need to come together around a greater threat. And you better be damn sure that after I am done telling you that, I'm going to march right back to Alderheart and tell the council that. And I don't care what they think. The only way out of this is as a community. And you're halfway there, and they're halfway there. We just got to meet in the middle. And it's okay that you're angry. I would be too. I am angry. I lost friends to the fire. Probably. I don't even know. We had an entire militia disappear with very few survivors coming back. And Alderheart pretty much told me that didn't matter until they dealt with you guys. So
they sent you here.
They did.
What did they send you to?
Doesn't matter. I ain't doing it.
It's good, because I like you, and I wouldn't want to have to kill you.
Yeah, well, like you said, this place needed a brain. This is a lot different than the fortress I remember. But what good is a brain if it doesn't have a heart attached to it, too? Don't lose that.
Eli, I have a proposition.
All right.
I will return with you to Alderheart as a prisoner, under the condition that no harm comes to the people here. And you shall deliver me to the council under those terms. Whatever judgment they find for me, I accept.
I can't promise you it's going to work, but I can promise you that I'm not going to stop fighting for it to work.
That is good enough for me.
I mean, maybe we develop a point in between for some sort of a parlay.
No, I'm not afraid of them. I will go to them. But that is my condition.
I think that's fair, and I think it's brave, and I think it's a mark of a good leader. As if all this wasn't already enough to say that.
You and yours will take me. I will bring a small party of ours. We will leave them somewhere outside of Alderheart with instructions. If I do not return in 5 days, they will return to the stronghold, hopefully safe.
We'll do our best to ensure that happens.
Give me tomorrow to send scouts to the other camps. They might have some conflicting orders after this evening.
What do you
And I
mean
would.
by that?
Well, I was pretty set on burning it all down, wasn't I?
Are we gonna be tonight?
Oh. Not tonight.
Oh. I was gonna say, if the torches are lit, we got our work cut out for us getting to them and stopping them, huh?
No. The scouts will get there. It takes some of them are farther than others, but that's why you always put things well in advance. It'll be about 3 weeks' time. We'll get there with plenty of time. I'll send the scouts. Hopefully not depleting our guard here too much. And call it off. No matter what their decision is, as long as they agree that my people are safe.
We have already done considerable work for the people of Alderheart and the surrounding area, so hopefully our pull as a party is enough. But we already have the council's ears, so all we can do is hope for the best.
And so I put my life in the hand of Edge, Trader Jerbine, and 2 bird folk. I appreciate your insight, Eli. Give me tomorrow to do my job. Have some rest, restock if you can, and we'll head out the day after.
Thank you for hearing me out.
You and your friends are convincing. What can I say?
It comes from a place of honesty. Well, for 3 of us it does. For Lucky,
Yes,
it's
Lucky
every
is
now and
just-
again.
Just the worst.
No, they come from a good place. I'm working on them.
Well, good luck then, priest. And good night. I appreciate your wisdom.
It's always here for those who will listen.
See you the day after tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night. And she opens the door and shows you out, closing it after you leave. You are left alone in the long, dark meeting hall.
Eli will head back to the bunks and try to find his friends.
Yeah, let's catch up with those guys, huh? It's been a while. Eli's been gone a while. Pez, what have you been up to? Have you been playing music the whole time here? What's going on?
I think at some point I would have, if the kids are still there, have them just hit my rock with some sticks. Like, get up there, make some tunes, and just kind of make my way away so I can sit.
They love it. The guards and the adults hate it. But that's as is kids do. Jim is really taking after it, though. I mean, he's not very good, but man, can he hit stuff with sticks. Yeah. Wow. They are... You just said the stones, right? They're abusing stones as well as children can abuse stones with sticks. So it's, well, yeah.
If they break it, I'd be impressed.
Yeah, that good thing you handed them the stones and not anything a little bit more gentle.
Oh, no. Those are mine.
That's good. Dagonet, I think you might be the only one that knew Eli had left. What are you up to?
He would have attempted to wait up for Eli, but it's probably back at where he was sitting before, where he saw Benna and is like snoring intermittently.
Okay, good old man Dagonet. It's good.
He tried his hardest.
Yeah,
but couldn't make it.
Lucky, you've been very busy this evening, but it's kind of been winding down, right? Some of the guards are just doing their jobs. The other ones have started heading to the bunk. I think you probably now noticed that Eli's been missing for a while, right? You look around, he's not there, and maybe you find Dagonet kind of perched somewhere, and they're snoring lightly.
Yeah, I imagine Lucky would like nudge him awake. Big fella, you gotta go to bed. It's getting kind of late anyways. I'll go over there. Have you seen Eli though?
What time is it?
A hair past the freckle. I don't know. How long have you been asleep?
Oh, I was just resting my eyes. It couldn't have been more than a few minutes. It's is Eli back? Have you seen him?
I haven't seen him. I've been out, talking to the guard about their opinions on sorts. I figured that he was still in the kitchen. I mean, you know him. He just lend a hand and then another hand and then another hand and then.
Oh no, he wasn't in the kitchens. Benna asked to see him, so he went up to
Wait.
the main chamber.
Benna said and asked to see Eli.
Yeah. I was just watching. Pez,
Wait, how do you know this information?
I was the one that I noticed that she had come down and was watching everything, and I went to talk to her, and she asked for Eli.
And that was whenever Pez had first played her song when we were eating earlier?
She'd been playing for a while. It has, I don't know. It's
That's sneaky.
a little while ago, yeah.
Sabaden, not only is she watching us, she's taking us one by one for prisoner. We gotta go rescue Eli, like right now.
I don't think he would be any danger. I did ask if he wanted my company.
Well, I mean, you can't take 2x1 for prisoners. She said, no, we don't want you to come. Just take, I mean, Eli is, the community gives all of his heart. I mean, who knows what? We gotta go find him. You don't understand. He just, and then she'll just probably put him in jail for just running his mouth. We gotta go find him.
Well, if it's been a long time, then yeah, I guess if he's not back yet,
Get up. He's like trying to like shove Dagonet off of the stool. We gotta go get him.
Oh, I just felt my back crack.
All right, you stretch it out. I gotta get Pez. We gotta do this together. Okay, I'm gonna go tell Pez.
Yeah, Pez is just watching the children abuse her instruments.
He like shuffles over to Pez and leans in. We got a emergency. It's like Code Eli.
What is he talking to people about his books and stuff again?
I have no idea what he's talking to about, but the general's got him, and we need to go get him.
Got him? Like,
I don't know. I know Dagonet. Dagonet said, number 1, she's been watching us, and number 2,
we're very pretty.
You, for one, yes, but not the rest of us. Why do you think she'd be watching all of us? And then that they got Eli, so we gotta go get him.
We're gonna go get him from getting got.
Yeah. He's probably not been fed anything for like hours now. Poor guy. You know how much he likes to eat. I know.
That poor guy. Let me just get my rock back from these children, real fast.
Yeah. Good job, kids. You're doing great.
It sounds real good.
Bang 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 bang.
Wow, oh my gosh, you're learning so fast. Hey, do you mind if I will bring this back later? We can keep practicing. But
No.
Oh, you did so good. You're doing so good. Next time, I promise, I will teach you some
It'll be even better when you get a rock of your own, and then you graduate into being a real drummer, right?
Rock star.
Mm-hmm.
And Maria comes in and tries to like shuffle them. They're always like this, when you take the things and come on, children, come, let's go to bed now. Thank you.
I was hoping they'd tire themselves out. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Does that ever happen?
No, never. And she like ushers them out.
You were so brave.
She's literally the MVP of this whole campaign.
It's one her and like 20 children. Oh, do not envy. Yeah, so you have your instruments back. Things have kind of like quieted down. The cook fire is definitely, it's down to just its coals. Most people are heading to bunks, as I also yawn. They're heading towards their rest. But yeah, your boy Eli, sing.
All right. Okay. Here's the plan. I'm gonna scout ahead a little bit, maybe distract the gods in case we come across them and they're looking for the rest of us. And then I'll give a signal. It'll be double tap on my ear, tap tap, and then that's when you move forward. Okay.
Tap tap.
At your own pace. It's fine, Dagonet. I know you just woke up. It's okay.
It might take me a bit, but I got the rear covered. It's fine.
Doing great. All right. We'll try to do the whole like he's like panicked now because Eli has been his best friend for like a while, and like yeah,
the boy's missing. He might be in prison somewhere or worse.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Are you trying to do this stealthily?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Give me rolls. I want stealth checks. Let's go. That is a natural 1. Wow!
Dude, I told you my next roll would be a 1.
There it is. Lucky with a 7. A natural 1. That's a +6 on that roll. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dagonet. Poor Dagonet. It looks like Pez has an 18 and Dagonet has a 4. A natural 1 was still higher than Dagonet's stealth check.
I love it.
Unreal.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That is impressive on May's part.
Wild. It blows me away every single time.
You have managed to have the lowest roll I've ever seen.
The only
It's so
negative
good.
rolls I've ever seen too. It was just insane.
It's truly beautiful.
All right, so you guys stealthily make your way up the craggy North Road. Very stealthily, to the best of your knowledge. But you may be rushing a little bit, and
Oh yeah.
it's pretty loud. So as you guys kind of like leapfrog your way up, right? As Lucky moves first, and then everyone follows up behind, and Lucky moves first, and then follows behind. Lucky, you get around the bend, and you note that like you peek around the corner, and the two guards that were there before are still there. Those two Moppocs with the chainmail and the big axes, yeah, still there. And as you like lean harder on this edge, it like gives way on you, and you just go like tumbling out into the road, into the middle, and the Moppocs see you there, go, oh, hey there, whoa, are you all right, friend? What's going on? Hey, you okay?
Seen better days, you know.
Right.
I'm looking for chat and just like trying to put on this best like inebriated voice as possible.
Sure.
I'm looking for a bit of a rotund hedge, kind of a mumbly one, you know. He's very nice though, very like probably.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
pretty nice.
the priest, right? Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
he went in there.
yeah.
Oh. Close to an hour ago.
Did he go by himself? Or...
Oh, yeah, there's no one else in there except the general.
Mm. She wasn't like mad at him or anything. You know, he's sometimes he gets a little.
Was she mad? And it's hard to tell sometimes. She just has a face that's like a stone. Right, yeah, it's really difficult to even tell if she's got feelings for anything about anything. Plus, she's got that thing over her eye, and it's really hard to see if she actually like makes any eye movement. You can't be talking about people like that. I know it's hard to tell, but really, that's like a.
Yeah. I am curious on if essentially like he wasn't like in cuffs or like anything, was he? This is by his own, you know.
I think this is the perfect time for Eli to out the big ass door, and then like, well, there's your friend right there.
Well, right. Thank hiccup. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hiccup.
Imagine you just said hiccup instead of actually.
Wow. Hiccup.
Oh, Eli. Hi. We had some extra bread and stuff and things to clean. What are you doing?
I can explain later. It's fine. Let's just.
Is this one of those other situations where like Eliza and like the other lady from before and the other girl from before? I mean, I don't mean to invade. Excuse me. I don't even mean to invade in your business. But can you stop running off with all the ladies?
I don't like what you're insinuating.
Look, I don't know what your private business is, but your private business is definitely giving me a heart attack because I don't know where you've been for like the past like 2 hours.
I will explain everything. It is not.
I mean, I don't want all the details.
No, that's not like Lucky. Come on.
Have you guys stepped away from the gate?
Oh, totally not.
Okay, and they're just watching intently with this, just like leaned up against each other, whispering.
What are you doing?
Let's find you some water. You look a little dehydrated. This one likes to hit the sauce a little bit, if you know what I mean.
We have a lot to talk about. Okay. Thank you, fellas. Like, walks back towards hopefully where they stayed behind the corner.
Well, you guys are reunited one way or another. Do you head back down the camp?
I think as soon as we turn the corner and we're not within eyesight, because not even going to try to do a perception check with that one. Lucky's just going to turn and be like, what is going on?
We are... General Sheridan and I have a plan.
What do you mean you have a plan?
to circumvent the whole kill the bandits, save the forest situation that Alderheart has suggested. And also to circumvent the whole burn the Alderheart to the ground situation. We're trying to parlay. It'll.
I mean, that's great, I guess. Wait, was this Saladin's idea?
Surprisingly, yes. She suggested to be taken prisoner and brought to Alderheart to
Whoa. Wait a minute. I got 2 questions. All right.
Uh-huh.
And you know I lose track of thought.
Sure.
1, why wouldn't you come to me? I'm captain, clearly. 2, why does she think that we're good in the veins of Alderheart?
Well, 1, she saw through the captain thing day 1.
What do you mean she saw through the captain thing day 1?
I'm sorry.
She only got 1 eye.
That is not how insight works.
I mean, 2 eyes definitely helps, I guess. But
Well, there are 2 eyes in insight.
So you get distracted too. But also, why does she know that we got him with the Alderheart?
Well,
why would she have let us in here at all?
She kind of saw through me as well.
I mean, that's true, but you're pretty transparent.
Well, and I also came clean to her.
Eli.
I trust her. She comes from a good place. She lost people in the fire too.
I'm curious though. I've been talking to her gods like all night, all right? And most of them think and assume and only ever have heard of the fact that she is very, and I mean all capitalized _ very intent on burning down Alderheart, like top to bottom preferably.
And
so why would she flip-flop all of a sudden?
Because she doesn't want her people to see her indecision. She's a very wise person.
He's gonna put his arm on Eli's shoulder. All right. You haven't been a bandit for very long, so I'm just gonna put this out there. I appreciate you. You're doing good work. You're doing your Lord's work. What if she's trying to find a way in herself? You know what I'm saying? And she's gonna use us to get in there and do damage. You know how bandits work? They're gonna find an in.
She's not a bandit, is what I'm saying. She only turned to this life because she saw a cause that she could unite to fight who she sees as the enemy. She felt betrayed by the Council of Alderheart.
I mean, we all have, but we're not trying to burn it down.
Well, I'm not saying it was a good idea to begin with, but she clearly didn't think so either. She went back on it. She called for a person of the cloth to give her guidance.
Does she follow your same, Jerry God? Or she just of her own?
She asked about it. I didn't really get into the specifics of her religious background, but she did ask what the tenets of this faith are.
All right,
and
Eli.
I told her that she was already pretty much following them.
I mean, either way, it's a good way. If you're right, if she's not lying, you're very trusting. It's good. If not, I'm keeping my eye on her. You know me. I got my crew and everything, but I can't immediately trust everybody. So
that's fine, and that's fine. I'm not asking you to. I'm just asking you to trust me.
Wait, what'd she say about me?
Only good things.
You're not. Can I roll insight, please?
Yeah, go for it. I'd love it.
The 15.
It's a 15D. All right, Eli, roll me deception.
Only
That's a
good
20.
things.
That's a 20. You can't see through that iron
right.
facade.
All right,
That
all
is
right.
Eli.
I still don't trust it, but I mean, you know, clearly when you see a well-trained and good shot, Jebby, it shows. So, I mean, I don't blame her. I don't really think anybody has said anything bad about me lately. So
You're doing right fine work, Lucky.
I can always count on you to tell me the truth, you know, priest. So, all right. I guess we'll. Guess I'm gonna head to bed now.
Oh my god. Okay. So here's the deal. Is there anything that you guys want to accomplish this evening before heading to bed? No? Feeling pretty good about everything? Feeling pretty solid? Awesome, awesome. So this is one of those things. Benna's not going to be ready to go until the day after tomorrow. Is there anything that you guys want to accomplish in the next day at the camp? Anything in particular? Or do you want to just get to the part where we're moving?
Can I I would like to make a suggestion, but I would like to leave it to Eli's or Rob's discretion. You didn't tell me she wants to keep the plan secret, and I'm really tempted to tell guards that I've become friends with about this plan. I mean, you know, it's the way to get them on our side. So if she fails, if she tries to stab us in the back, I mean, I'm gonna recruit, you know me, I can recruit everybody. So probably gonna talk about it.
So you want to go spread the rumor.
Not the exact full plan, but essentially be like, we've been recruited, you know, top secret mission, you know. What I tell you, I like
top secret
like,
need to know mission. Here, do you want to know about it?
Especially Vincent, who was like, if you can talk to General Sheridan, if somebody can talk to General Sheridan and convince. So Lucky's now taking on himself to be like, we talked to Sheridan and she may be changing her mind. So, you know, just stay tuned, you know?
Lucky didn't sign the NDA. It's true. Only Eli was in the room. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah, go for it. How many people do you want to tell?
I feel like, okay, so probably all three cards that we have now have names. So that's Vincent, who's probably pretty trustworthy. Jackson, who's probably napping the whole time. And Larry, who's probably going to tell everybody. So, I mean, Larry's he's going to be the easiest to recruit on our side. Don't give me that face, Pez. I mean... Look, if I can be captain of any boat, I want to be captain of this whole boat in case General Sheridan flip-flops on us. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So let's see how many people would pick you over General Sheridan. Persuade them. Roll me a persuasion check.
Sorry, you made 3 times or just 1?
If do it 3 times. Who do you go to first?
I feel like probably Jackson, considering the fact that if he naps too hard, he's gonna be taken off his shift. So we need to go ahead and get there quickly. Sure. Okay. Cool. 15.
That's 15. What's the one for? What's the save on a persuasion roll? The wisdom? I think so.
Makes sense.
Okay. So who's the next one?
I imagine Vincent, and then if Larry's on duty, it would be him last because he'd be furthest out. If not, then vice versa. But GM's discretion. Okay. Yeah, Vincent could be next. Okay. You can grab him before he goes to bed this evening. 19. 19. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I got Larry in my pocket, so
Yeah, so hit me with Larry. Let's do it.
16. All right.
16. They all seem very moved by your words. They all really believe that if Benna said that the thing she was going to do was the thing that she's going to do, that she won't. But that if she did, they'd hold her accountable for it. It seems they all kind of have the same thing. In more or less words, the only one that's really coherent is Vincent. He's you can make that out from him. Larry's kind of like, well, I don't know, but I like you, but Benna's been good to us, and I trust her, and it's going to be really hard to fully break that loyalty, but they do understand the situation at hand, and they definitely have come around on the idea of not going into an all-out war with Alderheart, which is the real factor that they don't want to get into. They've lost a lot of friends already. Okay, yeah, you've done a thing, and knowing Larry and Jackson, may not stay secret for a whole heck of a long time. But the morning mess pot may be rife with conversation. Okay, so you do that. So is that what you wanted to do with your day, was go around and like talk to these guys and
I don't really know
a little trouble?
How much time it would take, but sure, a part of the day.
Couple hours.
Otherwise, just piddling around. Probably, frankly, just hanging out with the crew, watching the kids play with drumsticks, encouraging them, etc., that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So Dagany, what are you doing with your day? So this is a down day. So whatever you'd like to do with it.
I imagine he would probably take some of the spare broken bits that wouldn't be useful and whittle some toys for the kids.
Oh yeah, that's super cool. So taking some of the scraps, being a carpenter and knowing what things might actually be useful, and checking in with gruff carpenter guy that doesn't actually have a name that yet. He seems, every time you pick up a piece that he wants, he takes it away from you. So it's pretty easy to tell which things you can have and which things you can't have. But yeah, you can whittle some toys. Do you want to roll for it? You want to roll me? You want to roll for some toys?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Roll me your carpentry tools for some wooden toys. A 15. Yeah. I mean, you make I'd say you make 3 or 4 over the course of most of the day. And they're definitely just one's like a little toy hero, right? You got a little toy hero. It's got little joints and stuff, and their arms and legs can flop around or whatever. And you got one of those that are you pull the duck on a string, and it's got the wheels, and it kind of waddles around. So now you got the duck on a string. And what do you want the last one to be? You want the third one to be?
One of those spinny tops. So you pull
spinny
the cord
top, yeah.
and it spins.
Yeah, and it spins around. Absolutely. Heck yeah. And it's they're all nicely made, and not necessarily polished, but they've been sanded down really nicely. And yeah, it's pretty nicely made toys considering the amount of time that you had. Oh, good job. Yeah, all right. Cool. So yeah, Pez, what did you want to do with your day? Hi.
I was just gonna teach the kids some tunes,
Yeah?
maybe the scales.
Oh my gosh.
And I was gonna be a little creative, maybe do that ballad again for fun. But I was also working on a song about a super cool gerbean that I would like to practice.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
The super cool gerbean with 2 swords, who's really awesome and disappears and is pretty cool, and everybody's friends with the gerbean.
Wow. So you want to sing this to the kids and okay.
Yeah, just practice it around. If anybody happens to hear it, cool. But it's
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're spending most of the time with the kids, Maria absolutely hears it. And she thinks, and they think it's fun, and they're tapping their toes and stuff, and it's good, and the kids are enjoying it, and they dance around with each other, and It's good. Teaching them the scales and like music stuff. Did you want them to like try and sing it, or like what did you want them to do?
Maybe do like the what is it? Hot cross buns. Start off with that. See how far that goes.
Oh my god. So on what instruments are they doing this?
I'm gonna find them a bunch of rocks and sticks and just.
Okay.
Somehow
sure.
I feel like you've outdone recorders.
Yeah.
I'm
Tonal,
hoping.
you need like tonal rocks, which is tough. I think with Eli's help in like 3 weeks, you might be able to make some like marimbas or something. But like in this case, with just some rocks and some sticks, they're really just they try. Yes, your didgeridoo don't, Rob.
Maybe some of the
please.
walls.
The walls? Yeah, the adults are gonna hate this. But yeah, you essentially play with the kids all day and try to get them to like learn some music stuff as well as like sing some songs, and yeah, it's nice and it's pleasant. And Maria is so thankful for the help.
They need an outlet.
She got to have like a day off for a while, which is great because they were so busy. I mean, she does have to like round them up and stuff every once in a while, but you know, hey, it's she had some help. It's really, really nice. Okay, anything else that you wanted to do with your day? All right. Okay, Eli, what did you want to do with your day off?
Panic. No, wait, that's Rob. Shit.
Good enough.
I thought
All right,
everything
let's roll.
was. This has been a roller coaster for me.
Sure.
I
Okay.
thought everything was going to shit, and then it was fine, and then it went to shit again. I'm scared. Eli is gonna do dad stuff.
Yeah. What does that
Gonna
entail?
help out in the kitchen again. He's gonna see if he can I don't know, find things to fix around the fortress. Just keep him occupied.
Sure. Okay. You find that some of the people like come to talk to you. They come to like just tell you things and confide in you.
What do they tell me?
What do they tell you? Sometimes it's mostly about like their stress. Some of the refugees they just want someone to talk to about like their families being gone. And just like having someone there that seems to be like an authority figure, right? Like they don't have a priest here. They don't have anyone of any faith like here. So having you around is kind of like for them it's been an open invitation to just come talk to you. And some of them are like really casual about it, but it's just a chance for them to open up about like some of their concerns about like maybe Alderheart, the fires itself, and just, you know, kind of unload some of their worldly problems. No one admits to any like crimes or anything like that. Some of the bandits do come to you though, and they ask you about being a former bandit and how you turned away from that life.
How did they find out about that?
Lucky's got a big mouth.
Great. Tight. Very dope.
Lucky's got a big mouth.
Quite choice. Eli will he'll just he'll kind of say similar things to what he said to Benasaradin the night before. Like, I realized that there's a community to be built around helping others and not hurting others, and while you are helping you and your fellow bandits by stealing, you're, you know, taking from other people, and community should really be a give and take. And it led me to do some soul searching the more I saw the wrong in what we were doing. And he also makes a point of saying that the bandit life he left behind is entirely different than the one that has kind of formed around Benna's leadership.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's totally different. It's less stealing for the fun of it and more stealing to survive. And it's less ill-intentioned. And I think he says that, you know, Benna has done a really great job getting y'all on that path, but we're a little ways away from, I guess, the life that I would be proud of. But well on our way.
Most of the ones that you do end up talking to like that, they seem to take that to heart, and kind of like nod and stuff, and straighten up, and it's like, yeah, for the community, and they're latching more and more onto that, rather than doing like a whole banditry thing. It's more like it's about surviving, and it's about helping each other also survive, and maybe eventually one day thrive, right? So yeah, you're doing your priestly work as well as your dad thing, because you're giving them the dad talks too, right? Like, this is son, some of us stray from the path, but you can always come back. But yeah, so it was a pretty productive day for you too, especially between Lucky and Eli. A lot of hearts turned on today. Some in some ways, and some are spilling the beans everywhere. But it's good.
Hey, I mean, this party's a huge fan of beans, so
it's accurate. It's very true. Is there anything else that you guys want to accomplish on your day off, or you start your journey back home? So you guys get one last rest. The barracks. Again, the nights are always chilly. They try to keep the hearths running, pretty loud. A lot of fire, and the blankets are pretty warm. But it is up in the mountains, and it is chilly. And there's just not a whole lot of anything going around. But you do get good rest. No one suffers in any way. But bright and early on the next morning, as the sun barely peeks over the mountaintops, you are awoken by one General Benna Saradin, who has a travel sack on, her blades to her side, and 3 companions with her. 3 bandit guards. She says, "Good morning. You ready to get a move on then?"
Absolutely.
Good morning, sunshine.
Dagon would have been up at the crack of dawn, polishing his shield, making sure everything was
Sure.
spick and span and ready to go.
Like sitting at the edge of the bed anyways, and you just gotta give Benna a nod as she walks in. Yeah. Lucky, are you ready to go?
Yeah, of course not. But give me like 5 minutes. I'll be ready to go.
And Benna just shakes her head and says, "Fine then. Meet us at the gates. We'll be heading out soon. I would like to get out here before everyone wakes up and finds out that we're gone."
Yeah, don't want to disturb anybody's sleep.
Yes, before everybody finds out anything.
And I think that's like the perfect moment for Benna to like turn around at the entrance of the barracks and just like find people there. Just lines and lines of refugees, of guards people, and everyone there. And they're all just sitting there. And some of them are smiling, and some of them like reach out to her and what is going on? And Vincent steps up and he goes, well, word is around camp that you're off to Alderheart to, well, you're turning yourself in to buy our safety. And, well, we thank you. And we hope we don't lose you forever. And so like everyone is like kind of around, and she's, you weren't supposed to know. Vincent, General, don't worry about who told us. Just know that we're with you on this journey. And we wish you the best. And he like gestures around, and everyone like it starts slow. There's always that one person that starts clapping, right? And then it like becomes like a roar and an uproar and a cheer for this servant woman who lost everything and saved all of these people, is potentially going to lose her life to maintain their safety. And those of you that are closest to her may notice that out of her one good eye, she does begin to tear up. She gives Vincent a hug, and Vincent seems a little bit taken aback by this, but as she backs away and clasps him on the shoulder, says, "Thank you, friend. I leave them in your ever-capable hands." And he gives like a smile and a nod and wipes a tear. And let's go to Alderheart and be safe. And she walks down the line and gives, you know, handshakes to some and hugs to others, and that like the kids like latch onto her legs and like don't want her to go. No, Benna, no, don't do it, don't go. And she just kind of walks eventually to the last gate, where she's greeted by a salute from the guards that are on duty on the wall and at the gate as the portcullis is raised. And she turns around, gives one final wave, and you all exit the bandit stronghold. It is a 5-day journey back to Alderheart. And it goes mostly uneventfully, with survival expert Lucky at your head. You don't make so many loops and turns as you did the first time heading out here.
Apparently everything expert Lucky. Fuck it, I hate that this worked.
You see the way they call me the captain,
so
you know?
I hate it.
And with all of your intimate knowledge, Eli, Lucky, and the other bandits of the bandit backroads that the Perch Guard didn't know, you make your way directly to Alderheart, back to the center of the wood. It's been 13 days since you left Alderheart. 13. And as you approach the great tree, the whole underfall, the root system of Alderheart, is in absolute disarray. It's packed full of refugees. And from what you can tell, most of them do seem to be humble folk. Lean-tos, tarp tents, and, well, just ramshackle shacks are all set up wherever there's space. But it is to be noted that there's just people just sitting on the ground with their families, their children, just trying to get as close to the tree as possible. Note as you approach a line of humble folk leading to a cart where food is being dispensed by the Perch Guard. Doesn't look like there's going to be enough for the entire line. Benna, standing next to probably Lucky at the head, shakes her head. Oh, it's worse here than it is back at the fortress.
It's been packed with refugees for a while. I'm getting more and more desperate. So.
Two sides of the same coin, Benna. I told you.
Yes. Yes, I see that, Eli.
A lot of people trying to survive.
We have a much larger problem. I'm She takes in a deep breath, closes her one good eye, and exhales slowly. I'm ready.
Hey, before we go in there, I just wanna say thanks for saying nice things about me. Understand? It means a lot, especially
Nice.
now that you know that we haven't all been on the best foot, but coming from a leader like you, it really means a good amount.
Eli behind Lucky is like,
Yes. He looks at Eli. Of course, Lucky, you did lead us very well back to Alderheart. I'm very proud of you.
I take note of this, Pez, for the song. Thanks.
Write it down.
The song. The song. It's been... Well, before we get up there, it's been nice journeying with you. If they don't... Well, if I live to see tomorrow, we should maybe get a drink or something a little more friendly. Get the feeling I won't be General and a Saradin for much longer.
Should try some of my parents' moonshine. It is the best.
it is quite good.
Oh, I
course.
must agree there. Yes. It's
She looks
triple.
over to Eli and she goes, "Of course this one lived in Alderheart. How..."
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Just...
I'm sorry.
You should just be very happy you've convinced me out of my way.
I'll
I
write
mean,
you
just-
a real nice song too.
Just to let you know, even her living in Alderheart, the council didn't take too much of a soft hand on. So we're still all in the same barrel, essentially, at the moment. So.
Lucky, you don't have to do any more convincing.
No, I'm serious.
Appreciate
And
the
I mean,
effort, though.
All right, well, we got thrown out of a store. It was...
Yes,
Right.
because Alderheart is full of terrible people. And here I go, marching into it, to surrender myself to them. Keep that in mind, would you?
Yeah, I mean, your people definitely care for you. We don't want to see anything bad happen to you.
She, looks up the trees. How in the devil do you get up there, anyway?
A lot of climbing.
Oh, luckily they have elevators. We will see if we can use them because you don't want to go up the stairs.
Elevator. Not exactly sure what that is.
Lift. It's a platform with ropes and pulleys and people
it just-
pull and it rises up.
Oh, we used to just move those for, hay bales and things. They move people on them.
Well, with the amount of people in the city now, yeah, they've
Incredible feat.
at least it's,
All
they
right.
let me write it down, which was very nice of them.
Quick side question. I don't really know. I mean, I don't even know if general population in the city would really know what you look like, general. But do we need to? I just don't want any harm to come to you before we can at least get to the council, if you know what I mean. So
She pulls her hood up over her head. I'm pretty distinctive, but what are you gonna do? I'm turning myself in as prisoner anyways, aren't I?
yeah, I just so nice. All right.
Is it totally out of the question because of the whole prisoner thing? Because I'm all about how people perceive other people, right? Kind of. Is that the route we want to go, or do we want to go a diplomatic mission sort of route? Is that possible?
What did you have in mind?
Like we didn't capture you or anything, because you definitely went on your own free will, and we're here trying to make something work. Maybe it's more of a diplomacy thing instead of a here's your person sort of thing.
Do you think that they're going to see it that positively?
I mean, you did come with your own free will, so that's a point. That's
Stranger things have happened. They sent us to get you, so yeah.
I wonder if we can talk to that one Corvo we rescued. You guys remember? Oh, I forgot her name. But she was like friends with some of the council, right? Do you think we can talk to her first about this?
If she didn't get herself lost in the swamp caverns again.
I'm just saying, I wonder if she'd have a good in if we can talk to her about it. I don't know. She was very scatterbrained.
Are you talking about the one you left at Winnowing Reach?
Yes.
Kenna Brightspark.
Oh, I thought she was a part of Alderheart because the Alderheart Council was the one who was trying to find us. Oh, never mind. Forget me. I'm going. That's like 8 months ago. Bye. Never mind.
It was a while ago. It was a while ago. Yeah. No, that's fine.
I think she's
no,
from
she
the
is
city,
not in the
but
city. She is from the city. She's not in the city, as far as you know.
Maybe a.
She could be with the refugees now. You don't know.
Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? Speaking of, do we see anybody we recognize in these refugee crowds at all?
We could see if people from
Perception check.
Okay. I don't know why 15
That's
is my lucky number.
Perception check.
Good, I got advantage on this one.
Okay. All right, an 18 for lucky. Looking over the crowd, it is super dense. You don't see anyone that you recognize. I'm not sure who you'd be looking for if you were looking for someone you would recognize, but
it would be people we've interacted with in the past couple of towns, and that's about it. Lucky doesn't really have family.
So far, no. I mean, you're only on this one part of an entire city, and it's jam-packed full of refugees who are dirty and or burned or, you know, just in a wild disarray. Really hard to tell. Okay. Do you want to go find a lift?
I think that's probably best for Dagonet. Yeah.
Okay. Verbal confirmation?
Dagonet's not going up those stairs.
Okay, so the easiest way to probably do that is to approach the guards that are handing out the food and getting some direction on where the nearest one would be from your location, and then letting them know that you're here because you are pretty well known within the city, especially with the perch guard. So is that what you want to do, or you want to try and go find one yourself?
It's up to you guys. I don't know if we're gonna find a free one with all these people here, so.
Well, we can ask if there's a little room on one, or we might have to go in shifts. But, you know how I'm asking,
yeah? I mean, maybe the gods are already on lookout for us to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dagonet will find someone who looks like they're organizing things.
Yeah, so there's some guards, perch guards, surrounding this this cart that they're handing out food. It seems to be that they're running out. So like 2 guards are handing out food, and the rest is like surrounded by like 3 guards, and one seems to be kind of directing traffic, especially the line or whatever. Step back, one orderly line. Everyone will get food, if not on this cart, then the next one. Bring your vouchers forward. And they're just, you know, trying to direct the throng of people trying to get food.
As Dagonet approaches, I feel like Lucky would sidestep with Pez, or at least be like, don't forget to put your hat back on.
Oh my gosh, you are right.
Yeah.
I get to wear my shiny thing again.
Okay, so you guys approach. The one in charge is a small raptor. They have like a bow slung across their shoulder, and they're like directing some traffic here. You got a couple strigs around them, and you know, a couple galluses with them as well, handing out the food. And as you approach, their sharp eyes that turn to you and says, "I feel like I know you from somewhere."
Yeah, we were here just about a fortnight ago. We left on council business, and we have returned. Is there any way that we can get a lift up? This leg is not gonna do these stairs.
Going to the council, right? Oh! Saviors of Alderheart, huh? The heroes, yeah? Feel like I remember you.
Yes.
Right then. And I don't know who your +1 is, but
We're
yeah.
escorting her. Yes. He's
All
with
right.
us now.
Just head back behind me. We're gonna roll the cart up over there in about 5 minutes-ish when we run out of food here, and
Yeah, no worries,
and then you can come up with us then.
Perfect. Alright, come on. And, he'll wave them over.
How does General look hearing that?
Oh yeah, as soon as you walk past, and she goes, "Heroes of Alderheart."
A very long story.
Oh, I feel like I have just been fed lies after lies.
I am actually a cleric.
Well, at least one thing you said is true then. What else then? Is one of you a famous artist, or did one of you swindle an innkeeper or something? What else do I have to worry about here?
Lucky has 100% traded roles with Pez hiding and is now hiding behind Pez. Nothing.
I wouldn't say that's entirely inaccurate, but it's also not entirely accurate.
Lucky, I thought you were working. Were you not working with Frey? Why are you
It's
being hailed?
It's not untrue that I worked with Frey in my lifetime. I'll say that.
Maybe I'm making a mistake.
Look, we got like 5 minutes. Let me quickly tell you. I haven't made the best decisions in my life, nor have you, but the better of the people is more important right now than our histories. So let's just move forward, if that's okay with you. Otherwise, I'm bandit. I can't help it. Sorry.
That if more of your lies are going to hurt me, I will for sure end up dead. Now, I came prepared knowing that this might be the case, but I had thought that potentially, I don't know, I'd come out of this on the other end alive?
And you will. The lies have stopped. We've gotten to know each other. They're less so lies and more of an act that we put on, much like you acted the bandit. Is that fair to say? We both were trying to act a part to accomplish a goal together. And we got there. It may not have been a clean road. It may not have been the best road, but we're here.
She closes her eye again and takes another really deep, calming breath. Fine. Already here? What's the worst that can happen? They kill me. Well, that was bound to happen eventually anyways. Fine, let's get on this lift thing. As you guys step on, the cart trundles up with the rest of them, and you are lifted into Alderheart Central. You make your way directly to the council chambers. Okay. As you approach the council chambers, what do you do when you get to the guards outside?
I'm gonna throw an inspiration on Brenna just real quick, just because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay, so you give Benna one of your inspiration. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. What do you say to her?
Just, hey, everything's gonna be okay. We all want the same thing. We all want peace. Let's just do this thing.
Right. Let's just do this thing. Okay. And she steps up to the door and tosses her hood back. And she talks to the guard. She says, I am General Benna Saradin, of the Bandit Coalition, and I'm here to have an audience with the Birdfolk Council. As soon as she announces who she is, the guards around have lowered their weapons at her, and that's where we're going to end today's episode. So, thank you everybody for tuning into DieFall Alderheart episode 10. Benisaridan now stands outside the Birdfolk Council doors. And we'll have to see what happens next week. Oh, you know I had to leave you on a cliffhanger of some kind, chat. Gotta make you come back and want more, right? Gotta make you come back and want more. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this evening. I super duper appreciate it. Let's do some rounds. Malaveth, where can the people find you at?
Yeah, okay. Hi. My name is Malaveth. I do a lot of drawing. I stream 3 days a week doing art stuff and sometimes game stuff, but mostly art stuff. Simply Jackson and I on Tuesday, we're going to be doing some art stuff together. We're going to do like an art battle sort of thing on Meow Wolf's channel, so that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's about it.
So, thank you very much for participating this evening. I super duper appreciate it. Rob, where can the people find you at?
Hello. You can find me being stressed everywhere. All over the internet. Bonus stage Rob on most of the things. Bonus_stage_Rob on the rest of them. Including here on Twitch, twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob, which I am gearing up to start streaming again in this new space, this new fancy dancy space. No date on that, but I do a lot of TTRPG stuff. I'm here on Thursdays, every other Sunday, not this Sunday, but the next time over on twitch.tv/game nights. That is game with 2 G's, like GG, and K, like in the knights, like knights with a sword. KNIGHTS. I'm doing a Monster of the Week campaign over there where I play a Steely boy who just likes to steal things at 4 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Not unlike Lucky, weirdly enough. And then on twitch.tv/The Monty Hall, HAUL, on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so 9 Eastern. I play a barbarian named Tog something. I don't remember what his last name is because I changed it because we both had dwarf names with belly at the end. Like there was Lead Belly and Iron Belly, and I changed Iron Pick. Tog Iron Pick. That's what his name is.
Awesome.
He looks like Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist. It's great. Anyway, that's me.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Hey, where can the people find you at?
Well, they can find me mostly here on Thursday nights, playing Dagonet. Otherwise, eventually on Twitch, the Lady May, that's MEA. And that's the same on Twitter and Instagram as well, where I mostly post pictures of my cats and dice because I haven't painted anything in a long time. But otherwise, I generally paint things.
So, thank you very much, May. Appreciate that. And Miss Simply Jackson, where can the people find you at?
Hi, you can find me at publishing a novel soon called How to Play a Neutral Character 101 CYA. No, I'm just kidding. You can find me on Twitter at simplyjxm without the underscore, and here on Twitch with the underscore between the Y and the J. And definitely next Tuesday, kicking Mally's Batole in art battles over on Meow Wolf. And otherwise, RP, my other D&D group, is now on hold. We hit our finale on Tuesday, so this is it for me for a little while online, but I look forward to doing many, many more sessions. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Hi, Runaway Robot. It's my channel. If you're new here, follow all of these lovely people, please. Okay, thanks. Other than that, we'll be back next week, right? Next week. That sounds good. Same time, same place. More things to stress you out. I think I found my DM like mold is like how much stress can I provide before my players break, right? Yeah. It's been fun. It's been fun.
You're very good at it.
Oh, good. Great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's great.
thanks for tuning in, everyone. We're gonna end it here, and we'll see you next week. Later.